Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I know it has been a long time, and the last time that we were all on, I had the mogul algos on. I had some of the moguls on. I had Court, Kendra, Donovan, and they started their mentorship, and it's just been full force. Been super busy trading with people one on one, so I do apologize for neglecting you guys here. But I wanted to pop on during this time, talk about some of the specials, and look at some trading. The markets gave it up a little bit today. I was on with a one-on-one client, watching the market, already anticipating a pullback, and we definitely got it. So I just want to break down the trade that I did this morning, show it to you guys. So I don't want to be a distraction. Just hadn't seen my face in a minute, so I was like, let me pop on, but let me get myself out of the way if I can. There we go. So I hope y'all can see this. I also have in the corner the Mother's Day special. I started this last week for everybody to hop on. Usually my one-on-ones are $100. My Mother's Day special has them for 60, so I'll drop that in the chat. It'll be $60 one-on-ones. As you come in, let me know when you're checking in from city and state. On special, regular, $100. Oh, I don't think y'all. Okay, now I think you can see it. But let's recap this morning trade setup, and I just want to take a few things off of my chart first so you can see it plain. So again, this is regular candlesticks. I don't have them red and green. I just wanted something different. But initially, this is what I was looking at. We had a gap down, looking to see if we were going to fill this gap here. But there's also another gap back here from Friday, which is a little less visible that we retrace into. So if you see the gap back here, I'm gonna pop everything back on, but let's take off some of the distractions and then fill in the blanks here. So right now what you're looking at is this is just my regular chart with my levels. These dash lines are previous ATR or pre-market highs and pre-market lows. So initially when the market opened, I saw us selling down. We were already selling down and created a gap here, and we reached all-time highs. Usually, when the market reaches an all-time high, we get pullback. It's just natural. There's going to be profit taken. So while I saw that setup, we waited. I don't get into the market before the 15-minute candle print. I usually like to wait till about 9 if we're having news. And today we didn't have that. So I was just looking. My first initial target is we're going to sell down into this gap or come and retrace this gap completely. So as we're trading, I actually got stumped out of my initial trade. My initial trade, I was in a 733 put, in which had I held it, I would have been in the money now. Why did I pick that? Let's kind of walk through what I was looking at and the contracts to pick. As we're waiting and looking for that 9 a.m. candle here, boom, we got in slightly early. So we were a little under 736 looking for a test and break into this gap. So I was looking at, okay, I could take 735, 734, or 733 put. When it started to reverse here, now right now I don't have my VWAP on. So I'm going to remove these pre-market levels just to make things a little bit more appealing to the eye and cut VWAP on. And I have a VWAP checklist. If you haven't already got the VWAP checklist, comment VWAP. I'll send it. The VWAP checklist is free. I do have a donation on there of $5 as suggested, but it's a free checklist. But it helps you trade throughout the day. And what we're looking at is VWAP. VWAP is the band. VWAP is where everybody wants to purchase it. It's a neutral buy, like whatever cost we are willing to pay. And I've been teaching this to my clients week over week. Just think about eggs. If you go to the grocery store and the eggs are $2.99, let's say this band is just one standard deviation away. Eggs are $3.99, $4.99, $5.99. But let's just say this top one is kind of a bit more extreme at $10.99. Nobody's really wanting to buy a dozen eggs at $10.99, but they'll buy them at two, they'll buy them at three, they'll buy them at five. And as the eggs get cheaper, let's say the eggs go on sale for $1.99, $1.59 and 99 cents, more people are going to buy. unless there's something wrong with the eggs. So if you're watching price action up to VWAP, this is where I got stumped out. We hit a reversal. We started to test this upper band. I hit negative 30%. So I stumped out of my trade. My client stayed in the trade, and I said, hey, if we come back down and test the top of that gap, we're going to look to break down inside of the gap. They went, I think they were negative about 40%. They held and were able to recover 17%. So again, had I held my initial contract, I would have probably more than likely doubled my money because I hopped out of the trade. I believe I added it to my watch list. Let me double check. I didn't add my actual contract. I added the 736. That contract is up 145%. So I should have just held. Well, again, I didn't have to hold, but it hit my stop loss. But that contract would have been in profit. So once we broke down and retested inside of the gap again, and again, that gap came from Friday, and this is an indicator inside of TradingView. The gap is back here. You can see the gap created from the close of Friday, sorry, the close of Thursday to Friday. And all I did was come in and retrace it. See that box that I'm moving? I retraced the gap, and I'll show you guys how I do it. So I'll just delete it. All I did was come over in my tools, grab a rectangle, and I just retraced it and brought it over to the current trading period. It's just easier to see for context when I'm trading. If I'm trying to look back, I don't have a super large monitor and I don't want to be tied down to any type of source. So this is what I can see on my laptop. So I brought that gap down and looked at the trading range. So now I see it. I know when I'm trading, a lot of times we come down and test the midline of the gap. And when we test that midline, we test buyers sitting there and it pops back up, or we're looking to retrace the whole gap completely. When we got back in, instead of me, I could look at the volume for today and see that volume was very low. So I knew it's going to take me a longer time to get my profit in my trade. So instead of hopping back in SPY, I dropped into SPX, which moves a little bit faster. Thank Jake for checking in. Hey, any of you guys new or you've been here before, drop your city and state. Let me know where you're checking in from, and if you're getting value from this. So again, this is I'm looking at it on SPY. I got out of my SPY contract, and as again, I'm watching SPY because this is my level. But I was in an SPX. We can switch the screen. We can make it a dual screen, and you could watch SPX over here, which they were moving, pretty much identical. Same concept. You can see that rank. You can see there's the gap here. Let me actually draw it over here as well. Boom. So again, we're looking for a gap fill. We're looking for a test to that midline. So I got into my XPX play for affordability while watching SPY. So we could have taken any contract between 734, 733, and 732 because you can see the bottom of the gap. Oh, even 731. The gap fill was at 731. So I was watching this play out and I rolled my put down to here and then I was out. I literally stayed in my replacement, well, my second trade for about an hour and profited $121. And to me, it was a rough $125, but for 1 hour, I really can't be mad at it. I just had to watch the trade a little bit longer than I wanted. And I really didn't have to watch it. I was going to just go back in and set a $200 sale because I knew I was going to get 100%. But I held it a little bit longer and was able, instead of closing at just a $90 return, I closed at a 120 return because I knew where this was selling to. I already know the price action of SPX and how the dollar increments work as we sell down about every dollar or two. I'm going to make five as we sell down. And again, that's just me understanding the price action for SPX versus SPY. So I wanted to come on and just show you how I utilize the tools. There's not a lot of indicators that you need. If you look at my chart, it says 15. I don't have 15 indicators on. I use them to teach my clients when they're not really understanding price action. I like VWAP. I like order block. I got that from Hannah inside of my Discord. I like Lux Algo for value gaps, and then I just follow VWAP. That is my guide. It's not much that else that I need. You can use Fibonacci, you can use Bain, you can use all these other things, but this keeps it very simple for me. That I believe a fifth grader could look at this chart and see, okay, candlesticks are going up, going down. Are we reversing up or down or from a band? I think somebody 60 could look at this chart and be able to map it out. When I see a lot of charts and they have too much stuff on it, I'm like, could somebody who does not trade with me look at my chart, look at the setup, and be able to take a trade? If not, I probably got way too much crap on it, and it's not working out. And that's just for teaching. When it comes to my own personal chart, I don't care if you can trade from it or not. I know the setup, but when I'm teaching, it needs to be very simple, almost as easy as baking a cake. If you look at the back of the box of a cake, they don't make it hard. They tell you, hey, go grab these ingredients, go through step by step, mix, batter, whisk until firm or everything is dissolved, and put it in the oven. So that's how your trading should be. I wake up, I look at pre-market, I look at for a retracement, I look for gaps, I look for a retest for VWAP, or I can sell into a gap. Just simple schematics that can get you in and out of a trade. They're not one. Hey, Cedric, the one-on-ones are usually $100 with the Mother's Day special. They are on sale for 60. And if you never work with me, I do live trading and I also do teaching. So a lot of people, they take advantage of this sale if they want to do a mentorship with me, or they're just building their foundation. They'll stack up on those $60 one-on-one to build their option, trading journey. Hey, April, thank you for checking in. I appreciate you guys. I thought y'all could see these. My bad. I didn't have it turned on, but let me just recognize everybody here real quick. If you're looking at something, if you're trading, let me know what you're looking at and I'll bring it up on the chart. But I'm kind of done for the day. I've already placed two trades. One stumped out, one was a win, so I'm one. I'm 1-1. I can take another trade in the afternoon, but I would rather us get out of this range. What it looks like right now, and I'll just put this back into one screen so we can just look at SPY for the time being. We want to get into. Let's look at the path. We've kind of sold down here, and it's not going to be perfect, but we're kind of getting this kind of pattern right here. So this is what I'm looking for. If we can get above this midline, we might get a reversal back to VWAP and get more bullish to retrace back to this lower gap here. If we don't pick up any volume, and you can see the market's low, all my tickers, everything is red, everything is down. SPY is down, QQQ's down. So once I saw QQQ falling and Kendra called a put on QQQ, I was like, oh yeah, I can sit in my spot trade or take my SPX. The contract she called, I think she left a runner. She got out at like 30%, left a runner. That contract went 200 or 250%. Now, anytime the moguls, like when we're trading together, we don't really have to look at each other's paper, and we don't always trade the exact same thing, but we can see the same setup. And so I could call SPX, Kendra calls IWM or QQQ. We know we're aligned. Market's falling. We can take puts on what's affordable. Hey, Miss Phoenix, thank you for checking in. So this is what I'm looking for this afternoon. We could consolidate from here in the rest of the day. So you don't have to be. We had the major move during the morning, so a lot of people just come to the market. They get on a lunch break or a break, and they say, "Okay, let me make some money. What's going to come up? How can I capitalize off of this?" But right now, you really need to see a move above or below that area. Right now, we're in consolidation mode. We got to get off this midline. We either got to push above the midline, and you can see when it just initially tried about 20 minutes ago, it failed, and we really couldn't push below. We got to the bottom of this gap fill. So we didn't quite feel it, but it came in enough for a slight reversal here, bounce again. This is where I exited. We got to that bottom. I'm like, yep, I got enough. I'm getting out to play. And then we start reversing back. But until we get above this midline, I'm not bullish until we start to test VWAP, because we can get right back to VWAP, reject, get to VWAP, rejection. So I'm still bearish on the market overall because we hit those highs. I don't think bulls are in control just yet. So I would wait to afternoon or power hour to see if they build up and see some potential back to the upside. Again, if we break this midline closing below, we could be bearish to the bottom of this gap, and then it might have a lower support at, you can see the lower standard deviation band, we're down to the 730. So we'd be looking at 732, 731, 730 for puts, and then to the upside again, not too far, 732, 733, no more than 734. Yes, there's room to the upside to 736, but with the volume and price action, I wouldn't go that far out of the money because it's going to take you longer to get profitable. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on real quick. It's been a minute. I gotta start mapping out my schedule to get you guys to get on YouTube more. But again, I've been in one-on-ones early in the morning, trading with clients. A lot of people don't like to trade in groups. They just like, hey, teach me, let me trade my budget, work through my nerves of being in a call or a put or having to take a reversal. So I've been very busy. Hold on, guys. My Bluetooth is giving out on me. But what are y'all trading today? What are y'all looking at? Are y'all done for the day? Are you guys still trading? Y'all let me know. What are you all looking at? Don't be quiet and shy now. Let me see. I'm going to edit this for a second so y'all can see it. There you go. Got that edited so it makes sense. But still a little shy of being seen. Hey, Black Education Radio. Are you new here? I don't know if I've seen you before, but thank you so much for popping in. Little flash. Let's go. What? Oh, Stefan. Sorry. Hey, I can tell by some of the pictures, which clients you guys are. But yeah, what are y'all watching today? What are you guys looking at? Again, market stagnant now. I'm not in a trade, and a lot of times we try to force trades. There's not one to take right now. You should not be looking at anything right now. I will put on your radar Nook. So I have been looking at Nook. We probably come back to HIMS. I was looking at HIMS too. But Nook contracts, these leaps, got a tweet about this expansion on the 25 strike. So again, keep this on your radar when it comes to Nook. If you like more swing trades, Stefan and Steven, if you're out there too, I know both of you guys like these type of leap contracts. So bullishness on Nook. Market does need to pull back, but put these on your radar and your watch list. You got 10 deep in the money printing. You got 15, 20, and 25. Those look nice. Nev, thank you for checking in. So again, we don't have to sit here and watch the market all day. I know that I am waiting on calls above VWAP. So all I need to do is just come a little bit above here. So I'm at about 734.5 and I can just set me an alert. 734.5 crossing up. Boom. If we break below, I know I want to close below this, the midline of the gap. So I'm going to come down a little bit further on that wick. And I can just come here. That's going to be about 732.25. And I'll just set another 732.25. And I want that crossing down. Create another alert. So now I have a range. It can consolidate here. And that's fine. All I have to do is wait for my chart to tell me to come back. And honestly, I am probably going to get some exercise in, get my wife lunch, and watch Scandal. I am rewatching the Scandal series because the way our government is going, they kind of give us clues and nuggets to how things really happen. So it's always fun watching it to get little tidbits of what things can be glazed over, covered up, all of those things. So I was like, when I first watched Scandal, it was for entertainment. Now I'm watching it as a more advised citizen to see, okay, how could this be swept up the rug? How could this be hidden? What things could be planning out in real time? So Watching old series through a different lens, especially as a trader, um, as a parent, wife, is different from when I was in college. At first, it was just the escape. I'm tired of reading. I'm tired of looking at material. I can watch Scandal. It was like TGIT, or I think it came on Thursday nights or Friday nights for Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder. So that was like my little escape. Had my glass of wine, nice steak and pasta, and I'm gonna watch me some Scandal. But now I'm watching it with more detail, a different set of eyes, and you see things differently. Um, what was that? Wednesday, Friday? I think I no Monday. I watched Monster Market Monster. Dang, let me give y'all the movie. It had George Clooney and Julia Roberts. What was the name of that movie? So I can give it to you guys. Again, I like entertainment while I'm trading. So you gotta keep a little bit of entertainment in your life. Money Monster. So I really didn't like the ending, but it was pretty good to watch. It was related to the market. So if you get a chance, catch Money Monster and then come back on the post. Let me know what y'all think about it. But today's is going to be Scandal. If you got any other movies you think I should watch, drop them. It's fun to make the time go by in the market. So you can see we got our alert set. We're watching. Let's take a look over at QQQ as well and IWM, and they're probably sitting a little bit. So QQQ didn't drop into its gap. You can see its gap here. So again, if I want to retrace that gap, there we go. And we keep tapping into that gap, and then we pop back up. So a little bit more bullish on QQQ, and then let's take a look at IWM. Again, if you have a ticker you want me to check out, just drop it in the chat. It might be a little delayed, but I will get to it. Again, there. Same thing for IWM. We're just hovering that midline. We can't get above or below, and if we're touching it, there's no trade. So the same thing, set that alert, wait for your alert to go off, or do nothing. I haven't seen Mortal Kombat, and I saw somebody post it, and they were about to give a review, so I clicked off of it. I do like Mortal Kombat, so I might have to check that one out too. Watching Eddie Murphy Trading Places makes it does, and I watch it at least once a year because I pick up on different things. Because again, I first watched Trading Places as for entertainment. Now I watch it as a trader, and I was like, wow, watching the trading floor. When you have news about bird flu, orange market, all the commodities, they all line up, and if you have some insider knowledge, you can make a lot of money. So Trading Places is another great one to watch. Wolf of Wall Street. What was the what's the one with the housing market? Dang, Diamond Dave just mentioned it, and I can't think of the name. What's the name of the one with the housing market crash? Uh, uh, mm, mm, housing market crash. Somebody give me Big Short. Yeah, the Big Short. That's another great one to watch if you're trading now. And each time I watch it, it teaches me something because when they go into like grouping together, it's kind of like the grocery store. When you go in the grocery store, when fruits and vegetables get bad, they rinse them off and put them in a fruit bucket and sell them all together because the fruits are going bad. So that's what they were doing. They took these, they collateralized all of these bad, bank books, all these CDFs, and put them together to make them much better and sold them off. And so every time I watch it, I just get a little bit more piece of information that makes the learning process, like none of that made sense when I first watched it. It was just entertainment. Now it's like, yeah, it made perfect sense what they were looking for. Um, I don't always watch that one while I'm trading because you want to pay a little bit of attention to it so you can get it. Margin Call, Big Short, all of these are all great. I'm gonna put Mortal Kombat on the list too. But yeah, when you're trading, watch those movies. It makes trading make way more sense. and takes you out of that entertainment world and like, hey, it was real life stuff that they're showing us. And there's a couple of underlines. Like I had never seen Money Monster with George Clooney, and I don't even think they marketed it, or I just don't remember it. It probably wasn't entertaining to me when it first came out, but it was a decent movie. Definitely got to add more to my list. But markets are kind of sour right now. Again, we're going to consolidate here. What they're doing now is everybody's trying to build up that capital, and they want retail traders to get sucked in and hopefully spend more of their money. Where when the big moves come, they're not in that move. So again, we're sitting on top of the band. Markets not even sneezing of a movement. Price action is doing nothing because sellers are not confident, buyers are not confident. So we want to wait till they're confident. They got the most money. If I come put a trade in, I'm not moving the market. And that's what a lot of people need to understand. Retail traders, we do not move the market. We are only anticipating and capitalize off our major hedge funds and brokerages moving their money. So don't think when you drop your little one contract and oh, the world is against you. They saw me place my trade and it went left. No, it wasn't just you. It's a bunch of people placing trades and they can see that data and then they make a move off of that. But we're not moving the market. So again, we just take cash heavy until the market gives us an opportunity to capitalize. CPI definitely could. We did have news. What was the CPI results? So actual forecasted 1.1 came in at 0.5. So definitely. Oh, I'm looking at PPI. Sorry, CPI still came in under. So again, we got to be mindful of those red folders. We do have the Fed nominating chair. If I always talk about Jerome Powell. Got very comfortable understanding and knowing him. Now we're going to be getting Kevin Walsh in, so we're going to have to get comfortable in knowing how he works and moves the market. If you're not already familiar, go start looking up Kevin Walsh because that will be the new name. We no more JP, no more Romy Rome. Now we got Kevin. And I'll probably be doing the Home Alone. If Kevin do something, he come out of that market and he'll take us something. I'm gonna start playing the Home Alone where the mom screams his name, looking for him because now we got Kevin. But back to the markets pulling down a little bit. It's lunchtime. Market, it's time for lunch in real time. We're 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern. So yeah, they're on lunch. Nobody's doing nothing. They're away from the market until another probably 30 minutes, and then we may see a move. I gave you guys the structure that I'm looking for here. That's one notion. If we come back and test VWAP later, if buyers don't come in, the path would look different. We got a path to the upside because we don't have to have buyers. You can think about. Let me cut my indicators and let's go back into the path. This could also come down, pop up. We had a slight here. This bounce, it just could be a slight move up for another leg down. So we have, if you go back, you'll see the path of what I anticipated for the up move to the bottom of the gap, or this could just retest. We get that M pattern, double top for a lower low. We come back and test this zone and then break and come down. So we have our upper target alert and our lower target alert. One of the two things are going to happen or we do nothing. Absolutely. And you all can thank Mr. Charles. One of my clients asked for a video because he was like, "How do I measure how I use ATR based on gaps and the time frame?" So if we start with the high of the day or where we open, here's our opening candle. We open at 7:36, and I took my indicators off, but you can see we're at like 72%. ATR is $7. So if we open at 737, half of that ATR puts us at about $3.50. So you could have taken a 734, 733 put very comfortably at 50% ATR. If you took the 731, you would have still made a lot of profit. Again, it just would have taken you a longer time to hold that trade to see those profits, with theta kind of working against you. But we've gone, pretty much the full ATR from here, from the open down to the low of the day. So I use the ATR to help me guide what strike prices I'm gonna take, how much gas the stock has left in its tank, and it works with every ticker. If you're looking for that one, you're not going to find it set up this way in Thinkorswim. I know a lot of people like to use Thinkorswim, but I just think using TradingView now, and with my younger and older clients, they're more comfortable with TradingView. But it's just the ATR, day trading range in percent, and that keeps me steady throughout the day. So again, the major move has already happened because we're at 72%. So I'd only be looking to get about another 32% or 30% out of the market, or a little bit less. So I'm not going full port. I got 100% or over 100% on the first trade. So I know I'm only going to be looking to get a return of 30 to 50%, just depending on how much volume is later in the day. And that's a good thing to kind of think about. If you see major moves on the front loaded part of the day, don't try to hold all day for the rest of the afternoon to get those same returns, because we've had the bulk of the action in the morning. Also, we're getting closer to noon. If you're in those zero DTEs and you're negative, cut that mess. Like, you should not be holding anything. If you're in a Discord, you're in a mentorship, you're in anywhere, and they're telling you hold a trade and it's down 80%, run, get out, like now, like just get up out of here. There's no reason for you to be holding trades that are lower than like 30% loss. I even give SPY 50%, and I'll tell you why that works. Let's hide everything. If I'm in a trade, and so you guys can visually see it, let's say you're in a call and you get profitable and then it pulls back and now you're down 50%. This is your 50% here. That means if you want profit, the trade has to come back 50% just for you to break even, then go another. Let's say your goal is 15%. So you literally want the trade to go 65% after it's already lost 50% to get a return. That's a lot of work on a trade when it's already had a move. So if you're holding trade, just respect your stop loss. If it retraces and recovers, cool, get back in. We're not in here to prove ourselves right or wrong. Every day you should be out here to be profitable and make money. You do not pay your bills with proving that you made a trade right or wrong. That's not going to pay your bills. You executing and closing in profit pays a bill. So I don't get on here to trade and talk about the charts to prove anything wrong, right or wrong. Me, I'm looking, hey, I got to pay a bill. I got stuff to take care of. I got a family to take care of. So I need my trades to be profitable, and I need to be a capital manager. If I lose some capital, let's cut that. Let's stop that bleeding, pack that wound, look for the next trade setup. And that's what I did earlier when it got here, rejected 30%. Boom, let me stop that bleed. If it recovers, I can always get back into the trade and still be profitable on the day. But stop coming into the market as a trader. We just come in, I want to trade options, I want to trade futures, I want to trade forex, I want to be a trader. Okay, you start out as a trader, a novice, a guppy, as a swimmer. Now we become capital managers. I need to manage my capital every day. You need to manage your capital every day. Every day. I hope that makes sense. But we're still stagnant. What other companies are y'all looking at? Let's look at some NVIDIA. We've been moving right along with NVIDIA, and it was hitting highs and it needed pullback. That was a nice pullback here. And let's run the play. Let's see if we do the setup. We got to close above VWAP. We had resistance at 223. So again, I said we could take half of the ATR and we should be good. So the high of the day is 223. We have an ATR of almost 7. So we could take a $3.5 move. So if we saw the high of the day, we know we could trade down the VWAP and we could be looking at 222, 223, 230, and then probably 231. That puts us in our $3.5, $4 move. And where are we at? Hold up, I said it wrong. 222, 223, 222, 221, 220 puts. If we were just using half ATR, and you would have still been in the money. Again, how do you do the setup? You're waiting on that 9 a.m. So you really wouldn't be in a trade until here. You wait for a close below VWAP, and you're like, okay, Chaz, we're at 221. How much more? How many more dollars do I have? How much can I go? Where you want to stay within range? You got 221, 220, 219. You're within that $3 range that you had left in your ATR. Gets down to support, you're at 217. Break a support on that band, you're at 215. So staying within your ATR gives you better strike prices and gives you profit a lot sooner. You're not trying to hold a trade because you want to, it's at 220 and you want to take 210 because you see this gap and you want to take, okay, I'm going to go below the gap. And now you got to wait all day to get profit. And now it's consolidating. So now you're not even making any money here. You're losing money. Again, all trading is following the rules. I only lose money when I don't follow my rules. If the trade goes against you, just journal it. It's not like it's the end of the world if a trade goes against you. It's about understanding what's happening when the trade goes against. Market reverse, buyer stepped up. Okay, that's nothing you can control. Now, if you just take a bad trade, you get in here and you say, okay, the market's going to pull back because we had highs, so I'm going to take a put. And you get in right at the market open and then it shoots up. And now you're like, oh, I'm a bad trader. I had it wrong. Then it pulls back and you're like, okay, I was right. Or you misguide yourself and you say, oh, it's reversing. Let me hop in for a call. But you're not confident because that was not your trade setup. So you lose on the puts. You wait to hear you reverse and get a call, and then you lose on the calls and then jump back and put. You just wasted two trades. One, not following rules on when to get in, and two, chasing a trade that wasn't your setup. I don't trade what other people think. I trade what I see as the setup. Oh, y'all see that? Y'all see that pop up? You probably can't hear it, but my spy alert just went off. So we didn't have to watch it. All we had to do was wait for the alert. My lower alert went off to let me know that we are more bearish. So my top alert is still sitting there. Bottom alert went off. So now I could be bearish. We are below VWAP. We're below that band. I could take a put scalp. If I'm taking the put scalp, somebody tell me in the comments. Again, we already said the range. What contract puts could I take? Could I take 725? Could I take 730? Could I take 730? What contracts are viable if I decided to take a put right here? We're trading at 732.50. What are viable contracts to take right here? BPN Mega 560. You're on 560. What are you on QQQ? What's 560 Mega? 560 go big on what? Yeah, Flash, you can get in the money. That's definitely viable. But what strike? Let's be specific. When we take our trade, we're not going in the money. We're going to take a specific strike. So y'all tell me what strike. If we're trading SPY, what strikes can we take? If we go SPX, what strikes can we take? XPX, we're at 730.44. If we're looking at those quarter increments, you can see I have those levels here. I got one down here at the lower band, probably at 733, 733, 7333, and 7325. But we gotta I see we have like a triple bottom here, so we gotta be careful on SPX and SPY with that kind of triple bottom effect right there. And buyers are coming in. I got my order blocks off, I believe. So let's cut that on and see if we see an order block right there. See those buyers? And got any fair value gaps? We're good on that. What strikes can y'all take if y'all start taking puts here? I'm fully short all long calls. For me, gotcha. SPX shorts, gotcha. So my people who trade SPY and SPX, what strikes would you guys get? Excuse me. Got 17 people. What strikes we getting, people? I know it's delayed a little bit, but if we go short right here, what strikes are you taking? Are you staying any money at 732? Are you going 731, 730, 725? Are you looking at the bottom of this at 730? Are you looking at the bottom of the band and you're still at 730? Okay. All right, Jake, if you take 730, what's your stop and what's your TP? Is it the level or is it price? What would be your stop loss and your take profit? This is what you want to run through every time you place a trade. What's my stop loss? What's my TP? Is it my level? If we come back above that band, I'm getting now. If we close above that midline, I'm out. If I lose $5, again, I'm on the 5 minute candle. I'm sorry, on the 5 minute chart, and I'll have people they get in, and before the candle even closes, we're at 352. They're back out because it turned blue or it turns green on them, and they're back out the trade because they get nervous. Like, I want you guys to learn patience and let those candles print. Let the candle close before you jump straight back out of trade. 731 put, this will change depending on Delta. I like that. 25 SPX will come. Big Bear, gotcha. 20% stop. I like you. So you're back with our standard 20% stop, 30% take profit. Nothing wrong with that. Let's go look at that contract. So he said 730 puts. Let's go to SPY. Let's get this paper trade together. I'll take it together and see what happens. Do we get stomped out? Do we get profit? So we're looking at 730 puts. So we got 730 puts, $22. I probably would have got a little bit closer to the money just because of the cost. But and then you said 20%. So we're only gonna have like a $4 move. So I'll probably give it a little bit more room. If you take 730, you get in for $20. I at least give it a $5 stop loss. And you said so we probably go like $10 for the TP. Okay. We got a whole lot of volume moving today. But yeah, just for cost, I probably would have got in the money closer and probably go with 731. Or if I'm getting 730, I need to get at least five, make it worth my while. I don't want to watch the chart for $5 or something like that. Gotcha. 6% long point three. I got you. Or shorts. Gotcha. So Jake, does that make sense on why I wouldn't get that far out of the money? I'd stay a little bit closer and give it a little bit more leeway just because of the cost. We're wicking back. Is that a wick? I can't really see it. Yeah, we wick back to that band. The alert went off, but it didn't close. This one closed, and now we're wicking back. Got another minute, little under a minute and a half. See if that candle closes. But again, we're in chop. This is just chop, so that's why I say paper trade. Nothing to really hop into right now. I'll probably wait for my next trade. I'll say capital till power hour. Does anybody, if you trade power hour, drop PH in the comments. Oh, I also had Tesla. Had a client message me and say, "Hey, what do you see on Tesla?" And I said it was sitting in the buy area, but if SPY and QQQ fall, this was gonna fall too. And that was back at about this time. We are in this candle, and that thing printed too. Again, if you had gone, $8 to $10 out, 735, those 725, put City. And again, if you can't afford the Teslas, you can always trade the TSLL. It's still printing as well. It's down about $1. You could have got in 15, 5 puts. Super affordable. we're weak in here again. We're just looking at paper trades to see if it gets stumped out or if it gets money. It's still up slightly. I might need to sign in so I can see real time. But they're battling. We're in this little tight range of 733.60 and 732 to 733. We are getting lower high, lower high, lower high. We get a slight pop up, but lower. Buyers might be trying to build up for a reversal. Oh, sorry, I might have did that too fast. The TSLL, and it's just for affordability. Let's actually look. Let's go to bar chart and look at the TSLL contract. Let's look at some of those puts, and you can see like how much more affordable they are. I'm gonna do a little back testing. It's gonna be a little delayed because I don't pay for bar chart, but it'll still give us a preview. So TSLL, we're gonna go to the option prices and look at those 5. We can look at 16s and 16.5 puts. And then we're going to come over here, go to the option chart. So at about 9, I didn't pick the strike. That wasn't the right strike. That was 14.50. I was trying to do 16. There we go. Now the $16 puts. When you get on here, it's going to have, want to change those candlesticks, make it easier to what you're looking at. And then we'll drop down to a 5-minute chart. Boom. Now you can look at, okay, if we were trading, if we waited on that 9 a.m. getting in somewhere in here, we'd be getting in the contract at about 50, between 53 and about $60, and ride that up from those puts from 9 a.m. or 10 Eastern. Sorry, I went over too far. So in between this time, getting into a trade. And then if you set a 20% take profit, let's say you got in at 60 and your 20% take profit was $12. So you're holding the 72, you wouldn't have been out about 10 minutes later. And this thing is still running. So this is TSLL getting in at TSLL at about under $100. And now those are up. They did hit $100. But let's say if we looked at the same thing, if we got puts on Tesla, and we were looking close to the money and getting probably 430s. 430s or even 425 puts. How much more expensive that would be. So if we look at those, let's just even do 425s. Would that be, how much were they in comparison to the TSLL? Same time Eastern, getting in same time between here. So yeah, you could have got TSLLs for less than 100, or you would have been paying almost 200 for Tesla. But they're still moving the same percentage wise. So 200 for Tesla, and those got up to damn near $700. Or you would have took a couple of the TSLLs, and those went almost 100%. Now we definitely got a better percentage on Tesla, but we would have had to have more capital. I hope that helps, Neff. But yeah, we're going to watch this play out. Again, looking to see if we get some reversals or if this thing still prints. SPY still looking good. Let's look at that 730. I'm sure this contract is, yeah, there we go. 730s, we saw it at 21, 20, and 21. Now they're up 29. So, yeah, moving nicely. Jake, did you take that trade? I'm only shorting in power hour. Don't trust the volume enough. I don't blame you. It's definitely questionable today. Definitely questionable. Look at there. Nice setup. We waited on the alert. Let me cut some of this back off. Coming back down to the bottom of that gap. I think you, Jake, if you took that little 30% should be coming. If you hadn't got in, if you got in, it don't take much to get a couple of dollars out of the market. No, no problem. That's why I said during this time I wouldn't have taken it either. That's why we're paper trading it. But our paper trade is definitely making money. Paper trading won't let you control your emotions, but it does let you see price action and understanding. There it is, still dropping. So again, you got to be patient today. Because if you're hopping in and out of candles, I think I saw this one at 60, and those are up 30%. We had this one at 2021 and at 34. So yeah, those it's printed in the like 10, 15 minutes that we've been on. Just following our notification off of the put setup. And I showed y'all if my upper alert didn't go off, I'll check the bottom alert. My bottom alert went off. We're testing the low of the day. About to come down and break the low of the day. I can't see it right now. The low of the day on spot is 731.84. So we're about to test that. We rejected VWAP. No, we rejected the 20. We rejected the 20 like 4 or 5 times. Kind of where my standard deviation is, just kind of where the 20 MA is. We were rejecting that. We're about to get that triple bottom here. But it had to test 731.84. If it breaks that low, we can definitely see it breaking outside of this gap for lower lows. Man, that 731 contract is up 175%. Puts are putting. But I didn't want to be long. I had to come on, drop the specials. Yeah, we're gonna watch this play out. I'm still bearish. Like we could definitely end the day at 730s. ATR, we're at 72%. It can definitely just keep falling. But we want to wait for confirmation, see if it tests that lower level. I might set another alert there. Again, I don't want to be greedy today. I've gotten a decent return, and we can stay out of the way. Because now you want to look for that 732 to break and close below there. Retrace that wick, test the low of the day. See if it can test 732 even again and break below. I see why BPM Mega is very bearish. I see it. I definitely don't trust calls until we get above my alerts. But volume is just staggering. That's it, guys. We got about 5 more minutes. If you guys have anything y'all want me to look at, drop them below. I just wanted to come out on a little lunchtime entertainment to look at the markets, see what price action we're getting. You can see price action is very slow. Again, probably won't see too much action until power hour, unless we get some kind of crazy drops. If you're catching the replay, comment replay, drop those movies. Anything else I can add to my repertoire to watch while the markets are going? Still coming down. We're gonna test it. There we go. Broke that 732 just slightly. We're gonna, like I said, retrace that wick, then test that low of the day. Let's go back and look at that contract. It was like $20. We saw it at $20 or $21. It's up 31. That wasn't bad. Up 35. Wasn't a bad little move. Let's see if it holds under 732 for lower lows. But yeah, I don't think bulls want to buy this area. Every time they buy, pop back up, reject. We're rejecting at the 20. I think bulls are gonna let bears have it for today. But nothing else. I appreciate y'all for showing up. Hope this was entertaining. Learned something. Definitely watch the replay again because I went through looking at VWAP and those bands and the levels a little fast. But slow it down, pause it, rewatch it, share it out if you thought it was beneficial. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm gonna have to probably get a schedule. I'm trying to get back on probably Thursday or Friday. Do some live trading if I have anybody cancel. So we'll be back on, but definitely look to see if we close below that 732 for another drop and completely feel this gap range on SPX and SPY. But y'all have a good day. Hope everybody's having a great trading day. If you got questions, definitely drop them in the community. There is a post wall. You can go on there and ask questions. If you got any questions about the video, just drop a comment. I'm usually going to see them. But I hope y'all have a good afternoon. I'm about to go get some vitamin D, get outside, walk, and grab some lunch. So I hope y'all have a good day. And like I said, the chat is delayed. So if you put anything, I don't see it yet. But once I end the stream, If you pop back on and I see it, I'll definitely address any comments, concerns, any questions, anything else we're looking at. But happy trading, guys.